could go on and on and on about this opportunity, but I wanted to come and talk to you because my hope is that as a class, you'll continue to have discussions. Maybe come up with some creative ways to make some money. I know some people who sold their art on eBay. Other people love cooking. They use their spark. Think about what your spark is. And they said, oh, we're going to create some bars. We have a bake sale. Other people, there's so many ways that I'm not going to tell you how to do it. But what are the 3 ways that the money's going to get raised? What are the 3 ways? You can share some. What was the other way? You could earn it. But what's the most powerful way? Giving up something. Changing what you spend money on. And you'll be surprised, if you keep track, we spend a ton of money. Literally, a ton of money in the course of a week. Okay? Don't not go to the Dairy Queen. I'm not telling you that. But instead of getting a Blizzard, go, hey, what if we all got cones? If there's 11 of you that go, one student at a high school figured this out for me the other day. She said, if I'm there with 11 people from my, I think it was their volleyball team, and I tell them, hey, would you guys all be willing to get cones today instead of Blizzards? The difference was something like $43. $43 difference between 11 people getting cones than Blizzards. $43 times 6 is what, 250 some meals? Wow, in one decision. Because one person was willing to say, hey, did you know that we have the power and the opportunity to do this? All right, questions about the food, about the opportunity?
Any questions at all?
Yes, can you tell me your name too before you say your question?
Julia.
Julia.
You said that customers in 8th and 9th grade go there. How do they get there?
Great question. She said that students that got a chance to go, they made food at their school, and then they went through leadership training with Impact Lives, and then I flew on a plane with them to go down there and meet the boxes that they made. So they put their initials on the boxes, you know, like you do in the gym. Imagine when we open up the semi, and there's your box. It says Julia right on the box. And you take those boxes, and then you go in the truck, and you go to people who really need it, and you get to learn about their culture and their needs, and get to talk with them. So that's how they got there. They flew there with me and my team to go and learn about them and give them the food. Maybe you'd be interested in doing that in a couple of years, right? Yeah, that would be great. Who else has a question? Yes. Tell me your name again.
David.
David.
Can you bring in coins?
Can you bring in coins? Yeah, any coin. So every 15 cents counts. Yep. So when I was saying $1, that just, you could bring in all pennies. Yep. Question.
Catherine.
Catherine.
And when you say like that there's like some food for the whole world has like food for every single person, and like why it's like they're starving, why can't they like go like over to like the Vietnamese to make or something and start fishing?
She had a question. She said, if the world has enough food, why can't she just go to a lake and get some fish or whatever? Well, some places there isn't a lake. Some places there's a lake and you could never eat that fish out of there. It is so disgusting. Like, it would make you sick and die. You can't eat the food.
Yeah.
But mostly it's because there's, like I said, there's many reasons. Sometimes it's a natural disaster. Sometimes it's their government. Sometimes it's the fact that there's no water. But there's always a reason. And what I found is that the reason doesn't really matter as much. If they could find food, they would. And there's actually some places in the world where the food is not available. Yeah. Can you tell me your name too?
My name is Catherine.
Catherine.
I have a comment.
Go ahead.
Last winter and this winter, I started a contract with my neighbors for $10. I would shovel the driveway, and I donated all the money to people who really needed it.
Thank you for doing that. Because this is not the only time in the world you could be generous, right? December 20th? No. Actually, you can cultivate the life skill of generosity. And I've found that when I'm using my skills, what I'm passionate about, and the needs of others, right at that intersection there is great joy. That's a good place to live, right at that intersection. Okay? Yes?
My name is Elena, and I have a comment.
Go ahead, Elena.
Maddie and Catherine are making a book about Sicily, and it's $5, and I got it, and it also
Great. So there's a great way to use your spark. You're authors, illustrators, songwriters, whatever. Go ahead. There's so many creative ways. One boy told me, he said, I get $2 for walking my neighbor's dog, but I found I could get $10 for cleaning up the poop.
What?
That's true, right? Because you can find lots of people who are willing to walk the dog, but not everybody's willing to clean up the dog poop. And he's found that if he's willing to do those jobs, he can make 5 times the money and help 5 times as many people. So there's even some really creative lessons that can come out of that as you're asking people, how could I do that? This is what I want to do. Do you have any odd jobs for me to do? Yeah, at the back table.
I put on plate, like me and my neighbors all get together, ask our neighbors to come over and give us $2 and put on these big plates.
There's a great way to do it. You're getting your need for belonging met because your neighbors are coming over. They're getting their need for belonging met. You're raising some money at the same time, and you're getting that powerful need met. That's how it should be. Yeah, at the back table again. Yeah.
My grandma gave me just like a hunk of money, and I was like, why don't I donate it to Impact Live?
That's a very generous thing to do. One of the first ways we can do is share some of what we have. Yeah. Last one.
Well, why can't they just like save up their money and then like couldn't they get on a plane and like go somewhere else?
You know what? I love that question, and I had that same thought too. Literally, some of them have 0 money. Like I can't imagine having no money. Even when my bank account gets low, I have some money, right? I could sell this shirt because I got a different shirt underneath it. And some people actually have nothing because either the storm or the earthquake took it away, or they haven't been able to work for a long period of time, or maybe somebody has stolen. There's a lot of different reasons, but they cannot get on a plane. They don't have enough money to buy food for the day. There's no way they'll ever be able to save up enough money to get on a plane. And if they did and they got off the plane, now they'd be in big trouble too, because they wouldn't have any way to speak the language or get a job or a place to stay. So that's a good thought that you have. Okay? Did you have a comment or a question?
Comment, yeah. We went to the mall once, and there was this like little, like around the same time as last year's Impact Live. There was this like little area, it's like this donation thing, and like you can do the same thing, like making the food or boxing it up. So we did that for a little bit, and if it's here again this year, we might do it too.
Yeah, great. And the point is that there's more than one opportunity to do this. My hope is that as you experience real service learning like this, you figure out what you're good at, and you find a way on a regular basis to serve. It is a good feeling. If you have more questions, I'm going to ask that you talk with Mr. Powell later. And if you can't get your question answered, he can ask me, or if you see me in the hallway, I'd be happy to ask. But my class is coming back from Fayette, so I appreciate your willingness to be good thinkers. And what is the date that we're going to be able to do this?
December 20th.
December 20th. So what can you do between now and December 20th? Don't show up on the 20th and go, oh, shoot, I missed my opportunity. Because the opportunity is right now. Thank you.
Mr. Baier gave up his time that he needs to get ready for his class and everything, so he was willing to come share with us. So please give him a round of applause.